This way. Command, we hit some resistance. The infected are attacking both sides. We're exiting the lab through the sewers. We'll lose them in there. Got it. This'll work. Time to move out.
Alright, so this is going to be a very special video, as today I'll be remaking the video that really kicked off my channel 4 years ago and the Resident Evil Cosplay Guide series. Since then, I now have a Discord channel with almost, well, actually more than 800 members, all of whom are as equally as passionate as I about accurate cosplay. In retrospect, looking back at the original video, I now know that there are plenty of things I can improve upon. There are plenty of items on this list that at the time were not really attainable, but thanks to my community, it is now possible. And on top of that, there are simply items that I just, well, at the time forgot to cover. So, let's get right into the cosplay guide. Let's start off with the gas mask. Like I've mentioned before in the original video, the mask is fictional. The design is inspired by the FM12, but the proportions are not accurate. If you want to go with this first option and get the real-life equivalent of the gas mask, then have a look on eBay, as you can occasionally find the mask there. The second option, which I recommend more and more these days, is to 3D print the mask, as this way you can get the accurate proportions to the game. There are multiple sellers on Etsy that sell the 3D file, so I'll leave multiple links to different sellers of this mask. Regardless of which route you want to take, you will need to get some red replacement lenses for your mask. The most accurate and popular version of the lenses can be found on Etsy from Killcade. And just for you viewers, you can use the coupon code HARDMODE to get a 15% off on your purchase. Another option is to buy the real-life night vision outsert lenses that were made for this model of mask. However, the downside is that they can make your eyes way bigger and once again ruin the accurate proportions of the mask. The third option is buying plain red lenses or tinting clear ones with red yourself. The only downside of that is that you will not get that black fade around the corners of the lenses that way. In my original video, I mentioned that this mouthpiece is called the VPU, which is basically a voice enhancer. In Resident Evil Remake 2 and 4, his VPU looks completely different in terms of design, so I won't recommend getting it. Instead, I recommend buying this filtration piece and this VPU separately, or 3D print it yourself. There are plenty of people on my Discord who have chosen this route, and the results speak for themselves. If you want to get the helmet separately and not 3D printed, then you need to get the RBR Pasget H helmet. You can still find this original helmet online occasionally, and if not, then finding a reproduction of a US SWAT helmet is a decent secondary option. The design of the helmet in-game seems to have been altered from its real-life counterpart, so the only true way to be 100% game accurate in this aspect is to get a helmet 3D printed. But in any case, the Pasget helmet is the closest real-life equivalent to it. Now the vest, which is called the Special Operations Equipment Rallyman Vest, or the SOE LBV. I'm going to say this right now. You won't find the original vest online. The official website is always sold out, and in the rare chance that you will find it on some website, it will cost you a few $1,000s. Furthermore, the design of the Rallyman vest has been severely altered since, and doesn't look quite the same as the original design of the Rallyman vest from back in the day. Also, the SOE vest in-game is yellow, not green. SOE never made a Rallyman vest in this color configuration. Luckily, there are alternative options these days to get the vest. The first option is from a longtime friend of the channel, Vadim Kulich, who custom makes the vests and ships them for only $355. They are very true to the game, and quite a few people on my Discord server have purchased them. The only downside is the shipping time may take around 2 months. The second option is to buy one from Killcade. You can easily find him on Etsy, and my coupon code applies to all his items. The third option that many have originally went by, and I still recommend it to an extent, is to buy a replica from AliExpress or Amazon. There is a catch, however. While it's cheap, you won't find it in the original color configuration that Hunk uses in the game, so you'll need to buy one in a tan color or a black version of the vest, and then repaint it manually. It's not the worst way to handle it, but this method does work. Now, the bulletproof vest underneath is called the PTOA Class 3 body armor. You can still find one on eBay from time to time, them as they are not rare. However, I can just easily recommend a replica from Amazon or AliExpress as they are simply cheaper and the quality is not too bad on them. I actually used one in my airsoft kit back in the day. Next up are the gloves, which is something I forgot to mention in the original video, even though I had it in the script. The gloves are the Hatch LR25 full finger leather gloves. Luckily, Miltex still sells the original design. Rafka also still sells a replica of the Hatch gloves called the full finger repelling gloves. You can find them at around the $30 price range. The tactical suit underneath is from True Spec ACU Black series. I will leave links to a few of these, but it's just basically black US combat uniform with some classic Velcro pockets. There are a couple of various pouches throughout the costume. One is located on the molee of the hydration pouch. It's called the London Bridge Trading Radio pouch. The set that comes from Killcade on Etsy has this one included with the SOE vest. The radio that Hunk uses is the Motorola Sabre 3. You can find a real-life version online still, or you can buy one on Etsy from Killcade once again. He makes 3D model replicas of this radio. Hunk also wears the SOE butt pack.
Nice.
They still sell to this day, however, just like the Rallyman vest, its design doesn't look quite the same anymore and it can fit a lot of monster cans. Anyways, instead, I'd recommend buying one from Vadim Mikulic or Killcade on Etsy. There is also the SOE 100 pouch / Soul Drum pouch that's located on the side. SOE no longer sells it, so your best bet would be getting a replica from Vadim or Killcade once more. In Resident Evil 2 Remake, Hunk has a M9 bayonet knife on his belt. To make it more convention-friendly, you can get a rubber airsoft replica, which can easily be found on AliExpress. On his belt, there is a set of SOE triple mag pistol pouches. This item can still be obtained on SOE's official website. Ignore the image you see here. Just select the following options. For the color, select OD Black, and for the closure system, select Fastex. On his left leg is a gas mask pouch. It's called the Eagle Industries gas mask pouch. I suggest getting a different version, however, one from Blackhawk, called the Blackhawk Omega Elite gas mask pouch with leg straps. It's pretty much the exact same model, just cheaper and more attainable. If you think the Blackhawk reproduction still costs too much, then the third option is getting a Chinese reproduction from AliExpress for $15. The leg holster he has is once again from SOE, but instead you can get the Condor Tactical Leg Holster. Just don't confuse it with the Condor Tornado Holster. These two have similar names. You may also notice that there are 2 rivets on the holster. You can buy them separately. It's a thing that Special Forces guy attached to make the holster more firm to the pistol. Hunk wears 2 belts. One can't be identified as it's hidden below the second belt, but it seems to be a black leather belt with a classic metal buckle. The second belt, I know for certain, is the 2-inch duty belt, once again from SOE. I recommend getting the one from Tactical Tailor, as they essentially sell the exact same model. The boots are the Vietnam-era jungle boots in a black configuration. You can find similar models online for less than $50. Lastly are the knee pads and elbow pads, both of which are from Alta Industries. I've heard some people say that they're from Blackhawk, but I don't think that's the case. As for his weapons, Hunk has a MP5A3 with a retractable buttstock. However, Capcom being Capcom decided to make a few questionable design choices on the firearm. For one, the front handguard is a weird hybrid of the wide tropical handguard and the checkering texture of the original slimline handguard model. Second, the front rear iron sights are simply not there. In RE2 Remake, Hunk has a red dot scope, which looks like either the Walther Top Point 2 or the Tasco Pro Point red dot sight. There also exists some weird off-brand replicas on AliExpress of the scope. You can get replicas of these attachments from Etsy. Now, as always, time to show off some Resident Evil cosplayers who have achieved Hunk in his full perfection. This time, however, as a little celebration, I'll be strictly showing off people from my Discord server, as plenty of people have done Hunk here, and they are pretty good. As always, thank you all for watching, be sure to check out my other cosplay guides, and until next time everyone.